Hello and welcome, patrons, to the Library of the Multiverse, Library of the Imagination, Library of Dreams. I'm your librarian and informationist for the night, Star Shadow VT, aka Star Shadow. And tonight it's gonna be a weeb night. We got some Genshin on deck, so we'll get to that in a second. But it's Thursday, and all y'all are doing, but you know, it's what it is when it's a Thursday. Got one more day till the weekend, so they've got that to look forward to, but you know, still long day, rough day. It was warm today here, very warm, which was kind of nice. So, you know, walk to go get my daughter from school, pretty warm, walk at a good pace to get there on time. And yeah, it was pretty warm at that point, so it was nice to get a little shade and have to wait a few minutes. But daughter walks a lot slower, so we took our time getting back. It was a little bit warmer from that because not as much shade. I wasn't able to go from shade to shade. It was more, you know, her pace. That means we're slower in the sun a little bit more, but still not too bad. It's nice to get outside and touch grass a little bit here and there. So not completely closed up here. that could be real bad for people, but I got outside a little bit. So, but yeah, it's been really nice here. Almost getting towards that summer style of weather here. Not quite warm enough for that, but it was plenty warm. Definitely warmer than I've been expecting here in April, mid-April. Man, when I was in Michigan, I know there were times where it was not this warm there. Remember we had an early baseball game when I was in high school, one of our first games, early April, playing, and it was snowing. Literal snow coming down. We're not just talking like little flakes, we're talking the big flakes coming down. And hadn't accumulated anything yet because it had just started snowing that evening, but yeah, it was snowing and we're playing baseball, the white baseball. So once we got into later innings, get a ground ball into the grass, was not going too far because it would get slowed down by the snow. That was not quite accumulating, but definitely wetting the grass quite a bit and weighing it down. So that was fun. So it's quite a change from that kind of April to this kind of April here where I am now. But you know, it's also many years difference between those two dates, so I guess that's a good indication how much climate is changing. Man, hopefully y'all are getting good weather too. I don't know where y'all are. It's all good. Hopefully getting the good weather though. Good weather all around. Better than all like the storms that were coming through here. What was it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? It had been 2 weeks ago now, where man, just tornadoes and all kinds of stuff in central US and in the south. Man, that was crazy. Luckily we didn't get any of that here. We got a little bit of storms from that, but nothing too bad. But man, those tornadoes sounded real bad. So I'm glad we didn't get anything. We haven't seen anything like that. We had like a derecho come through at some point earlier this year. It wasn't as bad as some of them. Actually, I'm not sure if they counted as derecho. No, it's just straight line winds of like 50, 60 miles an hour that were coming through, and no one likes that. That's just not as fun. Just the simple old winds is not cool. But a little bit less to worry about now for us. Now we got the new roof. Supposedly the shingles are windproof against straight line winds, so we don't have to worry about that no more. So hopefully everything is good there. We're gonna find out next time there's something like that going on, but it's always nice to have that one less bit of concern or anything in the back of your head from going on. What else are we looking at? I've been looking at some things, some more things for the old model here. I was exploring a little bit about maybe picking up some Blender and trying to do some stuff that way. I don't know, that seems really difficult, especially for someone who is graphically challenged, if we could say that. But I got some ideas. Maybe I'll do some simple stuff still in like VRite and kind of add a little bit of stuff to start going a little bit more in the direction that I want to go in. So I'll try that, and we'll do that at some point, and we'll see if that works at all. I'm not sure exactly if it will be a great thing, but we'll look into it. You know, it's worth it to kind of mess with stuff a little bit, but you know, that's gonna take some time. I was trying some other stuff, it wasn't quite working, so I'm gonna go in a different direction here and see if I can add some more something to the model, make it a little bit different. I mean, it's probably not gonna be too different, but it's gonna be at least hopefully something more along the lines of what I'm thinking for like a actual like V1 instead of like V0.1 as I'm calling this one, and V0.2 being the female model. So we're still at 0.10. Want to get to 0.11? That would be good. That makes me sound like I'm some kind of programmer or something with the versioning, but I'm not. I've done a little bit of like data science and stuff, but not quite any like real programming. So don't take that as anything more than that. But yeah, let's switch over here. Let's see what we got. Boom. So I was doing some exploring today down over here in the new area that opened up in the desert of Sumeru. Really cool that they've added some. Sumeru's really huge. I mean, this is a huge area. I mean, you got all that, then into the desert, and then now another huge desert area over here. So I was picking up, you know, teleportation points, waypoints here to be ready to go. And one of my favorite things about playing the game is exploration. So getting a chance to kind of walk around and see things. Although I did not like the little area here, because they did not let us just climb straight up on top. I had to go all the way back around and come this way in order to get there, instead of doing what I would normally do, which would be just scale the mountain. So that's kind of not fun. All right, so we're gonna continue on with the Archon interlude, I guess. That was this is with the Wanderer, or the Balladeer still at this point, and Nahida, the Balladeer, and us went to the World Tree Irminsul, and he had a crisis of identity, I guess, and it seems that he's done something to perhaps erase himself from history, basically. And so now we're trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. So I did a little bit of the Tatarasuna quest, world quest from Inazuma, but now that I'm in the middle of this quest, it seems to be kind of interacting a little bit, so we might have to do a little bit more of that. So we got a few quests into that quest, and now they're starting to overlap, I think, a little bit. So we'll see what happens here. We might have to go back and do that, because you'll see in just a second that we are not done with that one. It is still a mess inside. Oh, he's down there now. Okay, but I was gonna show off where. Oh, here we go. You can just see it right here. We go over here. You can see it's still a mess, and so fun. But our man Xavier now is not occupied by the quest, so now we can continue the Archon interlude here. So we're gonna do that. You see, I got this is my Sumeru party here. My walking around party. Love for Sumeru. Got a little bit of everything going on in this. Oops. So let's see what we got.
Well, here we are. But what are we looking for? Something or someone?
And yes, we're gonna listen to the voice acting because I like it.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the Traveler and Paimon?
Bro, we just saw you the other day.
Xavier? What are you doing here?
Oh, Xavier. Oh, they went to a full French and not the, Oh, I see.
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two?
This dude. I was in the general area, but now I'm in this specific area that's in the general area. Okay, dude. Okay, dude.
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Do you know much about Tatars? Bros. Come on now.
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away.
What about the history, man?
Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before.
I do like how it's like, maybe the other quest is... No, it's required for this, so I don't know how that is not like being related to this one.
Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here.
Go on.
Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago.
Well, yes, the other thing to keep in mind here is that because the Wanderer has, or the Valdir has now erased himself from history, we're trying to see what the ripple effects of that change are, because he's been around a long time, being puppet created by the Raiden Shogun, or I guess the Raiden Shogun at this point. And so he's been around and involved in some stuff around here, so his absence now is affecting things. We're trying to see how much it's affected. It seemed to have not done too much at first, but we're trying to find out now, especially with this part of history where he seemed to maybe had played a part in the other timeline history. So we're trying to see if he's screwed anything up here.
I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation. Goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
A couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then too.
So that might be why this is kind of different, because we didn't go in to, well, I mean, we haven't gone in yet anyway to fix the furnace, but we did go in previously to check it out, and now maybe we didn't do that in this timeline?
They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about that?
Mechanic, huh? Looks like the doctor still sabotaged the furnace, leading to all the ensuing chaos. So, this is what we're talking about. Remember, timeline slightly shifted. So the doctor screws things up around here in our normal timeline. I don't know, our original timeline, I guess, might be the way to put it. And so now it seems like even in this timeline, he's still mucking things up.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna? Come on, ask already. And
the doctor is, of course, the asshole Fatui, mucking up things in Samaro with Nahida. And we had to go in there and kind of save her from all the machinations that were going on there, but we managed to do that, so we got a good buddy there in the Dendro Archon. Alright, Paimon, we're getting to it.
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
Also, important to note that everyone in Teyvat has been affected by this, except the Traveler, and I guess Nahida too. But since The traveler is apparently not from Teyvat. We found this out in Nahida's Archon quest, that any changes in Irminsul does not affect Traveler. So the Traveler knows some secrets that other people in Teyvat are not privy to, such as that Nahida is not the only Dendro Archon, with the other one having had passed away and erasing themselves from Irminsul in order to pass all their powers and knowledge to Nahida. So no one else knows that except us, because our information is not in Irminsul apparently. So that's why Paimon's like, what's going on here? I don't know what's going on here, because doesn't know what we know.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge?
Pretty much. So I'm going to ask one more question.
Sure, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of Kabuki Mono connected to Tatarasuna?
A kabuki mono? No, I can't say that I have. I do know the word, Inazuman, for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually.
Ooh.
But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki mono where Tatarasuna is concerned.
So there's no more Kabuki Mono. Did the Balladeer really manage to erase himself from history completely? With the Balladeer, of course, being the aforementioned Kabuki Mono in this case. If so, he must have wanted to change the world and revert everything back to the way it was. But so far, it looks like the majority of changes have only affected himself. So, thank you, Javier.
Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, bye, Xavier.
Oh, Xavier, whatever. I have no idea how they're pronouncing it at this point.
Oh, you're most welcome. More than happy to help.
Name's Xavier.
Farewell.
X. The name's X.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for.
Nope. Time to go back and see Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever it is, it seems like it's really troubling you.
Paimon, don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
Keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you.
Alright.
Come on, you gotta keep it together. Why don't you grab something to eat? You can't go facing life's challenges on an empty stomach.
Damn it, Paimon. Everything's not about food.
Alright, let's head off and go meet Nahida.
Echoes of history. Also, while we're here, I'm gonna go grab this. Oh, so now, okay, so we should be able to do both of these, right? Should be able to go to Sumeru. Yep, perfect. We'll see what we can find out here. Beware when you're wet. Yep. Getting frozen is the last thing you want. That is pretty true. I don't really want to be frozen. Frozen. It's not fun, but in this group we needed a water, and we have a very good water healer. So we have to deal with it.
Hey, it's them.
Oh, it's our friends with the story about the Tarasuna.
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Are you still talking about the essay?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
Now, keep in mind that we did read both of their essays in the other episode last week.
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
As in, I read them out loud. The entire things. For both of them.
It's the same topic we discussed last time. Obviously.
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh? Should we join them?
Perfect. These two have researched Tatarasuna's past. Let's hear what they have to say.
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress.
The article that you let me read last time was great. Can I read it again?
Huh? Oh, of course.
We're not going to read it again because I think it's going to be largely the same. Series of works sponsored by the Vahumana's Veil Cutter Project. The Tatarasuna, we'll read the abstract here. The Tatarasuna area has always been a major pillar of Inazuma's smithing industry. 2 incidents have occurred here, and the details behind the first are vague at best. I believe, however, that there may be a hidden history behind the events that transpired. Hence, this paper will attempt to analyze what may have unfolded from the available data. Looks like it might be largely the same. There's some new stuff here. This gold stuff must be new. So let's read it here. Actually, that seems the same. But some of this may be okay. Let's see. A great many of these rumors revolved around the yokai, who are so very characteristic of Inazuma's folk histories. A very small portion, however, mentioned the word outsider. It should be known that the appearance of such a character, who is suspected to be based on a real person, is a very curious case. This fact drew the attention of the researchers to delve further, and eventually the following pieces of information came to light. So this must be 2 pieces of new information that changed from last time that we read this. A foreign mechanic once visited Tatarasuna. Reportedly, the reason for his immigration was to exchange knowledge and forge ties with the locals. However, the mechanic seemed to behave suspiciously, often wandering around essential or restricted areas, and if someone tried to turn him away, they would only earn incomprehensible mumbles from his lips. The mechanic often stared into the furnace, seemingly to check on its condition. Unsettlingly, he also spent a substantial amount of time watching the local residents. Judging from the era, it was not uncommon to see cross-cultural exchanges of technical knowledge in places such as Tatarasuna. After traveling across the tides, foreign experts being welcome in the region was likely not unreasonable either. Yet calamity came not long after this exchange of knowledge, which hints at high potential for causation between these events. However, some current residents believe that these assumptions were merely the results of their forebears' overactive imaginations attempting to theorize how things actually unfolded. And then this new one about the mechanic. Long have I delved into many texts and documents, but I was ultimately unable to decipher even a specter of a clue as to his background. Still, mentions of the mechanic grew scarcer in the aftermath of the Tatarasuna incident. I speculate that, instead of the mechanic possibly being a figure woven from overripe imaginations, he actually did exist, and perhaps even had a hand in the events that took place in Tatarasuna. So that's the new information we're getting out of this. I wonder, we'll probably sum this up in a conversation here.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
I assume that they're assuming people will read it again. All right, so nothing new here. Here we go. In the first extract story, Katsuragi is what is he doing here? Katsuragi and Miyazaki. The watcher of the furnace is Niwa. And those are his 2 friends, right? Katsuragi is what does Katsuragi do? I've forgotten. Sir Miyazaki is something, yeah. I've kind of forgotten what they all do, but let's see what we got here. Miyazaki hid his grin. Upon hearing this, Niwa released a lizard from his hand into Katsuragi's palm. But just as more words were to be exchanged, someone came walking nearby, their footsteps steady and confident. The head that appeared by the door was that of one from abroad. The newcomer placed some lunchboxes to one side, nodded, and made to leave. Katsuragi called out after him, "Sir, what about your meal? Are you not hungry?" The man smiled upon hearing Katsuragi's words. "I already ate. I hope that you, my lords, may also find time to sate your hunger soon." "You are our guest, sir. To see you help in these trifling matters fills me with embarrassment," Niwa said with sincerity. The man smiled, as if it was no matter. Then with a nod, he departed. So Sawada's take is not an academic take, it's a based on true events kind of take. So this is why we're getting some more detail as to actually what's going on. So we're going to learn about the stranger, the foreign mechanic. No one knew what was going on. Like a falling spear, the black cloud reached the bottom of the boat and was joined in its bereftness of direction. Like a charging beast, they plunged into the shoreline. Scant steps away, the mechanic laughed, slowly approaching the grand wreck. Not but half an arm was left of the one who had cried out for help, and with a plop it landed at the mechanic's feet, who crouched to better study the object, straining against the urge to take a bite. Yet he did not, for the dark cloud swirling down had already picked the remnants of the ship clean. So there was a boat crash that killed one of them. I think that was one of the ones that was trying to go to Inazuma to plead for help. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. Over 10 people have perished. Miyazaki's gonna go. Katsuragi, of course, does not want that to happen. So then a second ship was sent, followed by a third and a fourth, each who left to seek salvation did so under foul skies and bleak fortunes. Reason dictated they should not have risked anyone else, but the situation to Tarazuna was severe. They needed to gain aid from Inazuma, even should it cost them their lives. I don't think that's any different, really. The content has changed. Another effect of tampering with the information in Irminsul. The balladeer said he'd erased 2 of his names, but if he succeeded, it must have taken all of his might. But still.
Well, what do you think?
Ah, masterpiece.
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this? Well, we just got back from Inazuma. So how about we tell them what we learned?
I guess this time we'll actually talk to them about it.
What did you find out? Something big?
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
And we're gonna fill them in. But with what we know about that.
Wow, so many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Amanoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true.
This is the man from the Amanoma clan is the blacksmith in Inazuma. So, yeah, that's where we learned from. One of the families of the 5 families of the sword arts.
Ugh. So there's no ghost story here after all.
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against those in power.
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
True.
And they're back at it. These guys are really into this.
Well, we got some things to take care of. Bye for now.
Oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome. See ya.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Will do.
One of the things that makes me sad I don't have more time to spend in the game because there's so much lore here. And so much of it is in side quests and world quests and everything, and I have not had time to play a lot of the world quests, and I don't even search them out so much anymore. Just in case they interfere with some of the stuff that I am doing. Such as this one and the Tatara Tales.
Nahida, we're here! Traveler, Paimon, how have you been? Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then she decided she wanted to go to Inazuma.
I was investigating the situation with the balladeer. This is gonna be weird since no one will know what we're talking about.
The balladeer?
Even Nahida.
It sounds like some kind of code name.
Oh no. Yep. Nahida doesn't remember as well because of this.
You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
Even Nahida doesn't remember. Just like last time, any changes to Irminsul affect her as well. The balladeer acted quickly. He finished erasing himself before Nahida could stop him. I'm the only one who still remembers the things that were erased. Once again, I am the record keeper.
Traveler? Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
Well, Paimon, this is what happens when there are things that have happened that only I can remember. Makes me feel like I'm crazy. Crazy! But you're the crazy one. So is Nahida. Everyone here is crazy, not me. I have to tell you the truth. Oh, they need the dun dun dun. With a heavy heart, you piece back together the story that was broken and scattered across time. There once was one named the Balladeer, created by the Electro Archon. He was a puppet who lived among men. After a series of events in Tatarasuna, the Balladeer, thinking he had been thrice betrayed, left Inazuma to roam the world beyond. Thrice, of course, is a really old word for 3 times. I know that sometimes people don't know what thrice means. So twice, then thrice. With no trust for humans and only loathing for the gods, he bore his grudge for years as he grew in strength, then returned to Inazuma to take his revenge. He tried in vain to become a deity with the Gnosis and ended up losing everything. Finally, he entered Irminsul and learned the truth behind his betrayal. Knowing now that his entire life was built on lies, he did the unthinkable in an attempt to reverse his tragic fate.
That's quite a story. So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the past.
And it seems he almost succeeded.
But how was he even able to do that? As the traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it. Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality.
That's interesting. Then I'm curious as to what happened in this timeline without the Balladeer. So what were they? Why was there a machine? Were they still trying to turn it into a god? Even if it was empty, then that seems to not be. It doesn't seem like it would work. This history is a little strange here.
So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because he literally changed the world? Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare go through with it. The traveler comes from a world beyond Javat. That's why there's no information about her in Irminsul. And it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect her. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
100%. You can definitely say that again.
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it?
I just told you why he did it.
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that.
He was a sarcastic dick. I'm not really sure. We were enemies after all. I don't know his perspective on all this, so I can't say why he did something so extreme. Did he want to reset everything? Or save someone? Or did he want to completely undo his existence? I'm guessing the latter, the last of those. Everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all. Maybe that's all there is to it. I still remember the question he asked. He asked me specifically, and my hesitation gave him his answer. This happened in the other episodes, and you can check out the VOD if you want to see what happened. I hesitated because I witnessed Greater Lord Rukkhadevata erase her own existence, but I can't tell Nahida that, because Nahida doesn't know that there was the Greater Lord Rukkhadevata who Sumeru worshipped and continued to worship, not knowing that she had died, and that Nahida was now the Archon Dendro. Or they did know that she was the Archon Dendro, they just didn't think she was any good. They really loved Rukkhadevata. So in the end, to kind of solve that, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata then erased herself, the little bit of that was left of her, erased herself so that no one knew that she was the previous Archon. Which is kind of funny because we still call her Lesser Lord Kusanali, but doesn't that just imply that there was a greater lord of something and no one is questioning that? To put it another way, I know why the Balladeer was so sure it could work, but I can't tell them that.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share?
He chose such a radical option, and yet I just feel empty.
It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right?
Right.
Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that, and if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. The story makes sense, every part of it. The Balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself, even though he didn't have much strength left. Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends.
You gotta like the fact that fate is fate, and apparently in this world, so even getting rid of yourself did not change history. Really, basically changed nothing, just some specifics. At least as far as we know so far.
It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
Yeah, he changed the world in many ways, and yet the dead still didn't get a second chance. Those fated to a tragic end could not be saved. What exactly did he want to fight back against? The betrayals in his life? Or did he wish he'd never existed at all?
Please wait a moment. I want to check something.
Okay, go for it.
Found it. This should be the one.
That was very quick.
It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything she has told us.
Oh, okay.
What is it? A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner.
I would think that would get changed too.
You should take a look.
Surprisingly, the information is presented to you in a way that resembles a fairy tale.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
This matches everything I said.
I authored this record myself. Huh? You wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the Balladeer? When combined with the Traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else. Hold on. So this record survived from the past? Yes. Any information about the Balladeer or the Kabukimono and other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact.
I would think that the World Tree, that Irminsul would recognize that and change it. Because she would have wrote it in the past when this wouldn't have been possible. They would have rewrote it in the same style. It's interesting. It's an interesting way of doing things now.
Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the Balladeer entered Irminsul.
But that doesn't make sense, because Irminsul, if it's recorded, then it's not hidden, no matter what you do with it. I mean, yeah, that doesn't make sense. That does not make sense. I'm trying to reconcile this then. I mean, unless there's... Because books would have changed, and I mean, that would mean that like other kinds of books and stuff would have information from previous like changed timelines and things like that. Is that what they're saying? Because that doesn't seem like that would be right at all. It doesn't seem like that. It seems very problematic to have this like loophole in Irminsul, making it I'm not gonna say like trivially easy to make it super easy to trick Irminsul and keep information, but I mean it's fairly it's fairly trickable then, because I mean, you just don't write a straightforward informational thing and you're fine. So like all kinds of like fictional stories and allegorical stories and satirical stories, all those would pretty much be fine and they wouldn't change then. And people would be really confused by some of this stuff. I mean, I don't know about this. I don't know.
That's incredible! What a great idea! And sending the traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew she'd remember everything.
That is true. This is something that makes sense.
This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one she told us. The now erased life of the balladeer. There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty clearly based on the story, but
We solved it!
it's it's still a problem as to how this would hold, because if they changed the past, then what would she have to base this on? And therefore, she wouldn't have been able to write it. I don't know. It's so problematic. It's so weird.
I remember not just the Balladeer story. It is his very own memories. I made a backup so that it would be preserved no matter what happened. To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet.
Okay, that just makes a little more sense then. Okay, if this is a backup, I don't know how she keeps it, but if we think of the world as the world of Tevat and Irminsul as like a computer, then when something gets changed, like the entire hard drive is overridden with the new timeline, the backup is still doesn't change. It's kept elsewhere away. The question is then how is she able to do that with the backup? What is her ability that allows her to have a backup that's separate from Irminsul? That's interesting. Okay, that makes a little more sense, but it's still a little problematic to me just because we don't understand how this process could be done.
This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend themselves with.
But at least now I kind of understand why this story and memory were not erased by Irminsul, since it's outside of Tevat. It's just, how does someone from Tevat have access to a space of this nature? That's problematic.
Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
You saying then that dreams are outside of Tevat? I mean, we kind of saw from the entire Archon quest that they're not really. And if it's not, that's getting problematic again.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke.
Yeah, because you're completely subject to Irminsul. There's no backup space for you. But apparently Nahida's got dreams against her as back. I don't know. I kind of I get the idea then of the backup, and that makes sense. But just how it's done is right now a problem. Like, I guess she's got a relationship then with Irminsul, so maybe she got access to like backup space in it. I don't know. It's so weird.
The Balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you.
We're one of the Descenders.
Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail, that Conria was where your twin first came into this world.
Which is what we suspected.
We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
Very unlikely, unless they have access to some kind of backups space, which I don't know. That would just completely blow things up, I think. So that can't be. I've never had this feeling before. It feels like life is as insignificant as a feather.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better. This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us toward a better destination. And that is what you have been doing all along.
Yep.
Yeah, Nahida's right. Cheer up. How about we go get something to eat? We can pick up this heavy conversation again later.
Damn it, Paimon. That's not the way things work.
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take her out for a walk to clear her head? You got it. Come on, Traveler. You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk.
I doubt it, but it seems like Nahida's up to something.
Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits. There's a few things I'd like to look into. You should go take a walk and try to unwind.
Interesting. Okay, so
It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
But yeah, this is This is one of the things that makes writing about time travel so difficult. Is there are always lots of things you have to think about when it comes to how you deal with changes to the past, because it's not so simple as you would think. There are a lot of things you have to consider each time. The Grand Bazaar is down here, right? Yeah. It is why time travel stories can be so frustrating to really read if you start thinking about things. Can I look here? Not seeing her. Oh. The one is coming from the other side now. Sorry.
We're here! What should we eat first?
I have a nagging feeling like there's something I'm missing. Something important that I'm forgetting.
Hey, are you gonna answer or what?
Sorry, it's just... Give me a minute. I'm still processing.
Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat.
Come on, brain. Let's dig this out. It's gotta be in there somewhere. It was something about Irminsul and deleting oneself. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Forbidden knowledge. Nahida.
What is it? Have you figured it all out?
Yes, that was it. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. She said that no one can erase themselves from existence. Not even her. Otherwise, why would she need to create her own reincarnation unless her Lord Kusanali to do the deletion for her? There would be no point.
Why'd you jump up all of a sudden?
No, I can't tell Paimon. She doesn't know about Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But this is a crucially important detail. It's simply not possible for the balladeer to completely erase his own existence. In which case the question is, what happened to him?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem
Hey.
with the last bill. Look, here.
We know that voice. And we know that get up. Yeah, that's the 3 exclamation points. Yeah, that's. I think we need a couple extras.
Hey! Hey, wait!
Uh oh.
You mean me?
No, not you. That kid! Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsettias and ran off. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is it? Work's too boring for you? Or has the big city got too many distractions?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting. It can be hard to focus.
Who's that guy? You know him or something?
That guy is the Balladeer.
He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outsider like me.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsetias, and I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening.
He's so docile right now. It's kind of crazy.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights. Are you a drifter or something?
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsetias, was it? I'll be right back.
So he's the Wanderer now.
Hey, what do we do now?
That's why I kept slipping up with the Wanderer and the Balladeer.
Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let him see you.
No, I hate these because I never know exactly if I'm out of sight or if I'm in sight or what. Assuming we're going this way? I don't know.
Is the best stall in the whole world.
Oh, we can warp, I guess. He's gonna be outside. Okay, so we'll walk in case they try and do something to us here. Oh. Okay, I did see him, and he's running. Okay. Oh, we're not exactly hiding.
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the Balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetias? Isn't that a bit too cruel?
Shh.
Oh, all right.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back.
He's so docile. If I wasn't seeing this with my own eyes, I would never believe it.
Huh? You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
He spotted us!
Why are we so pissed?
You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice.
You're right. We were following you.
Have we met before?
You could say that.
No, we haven't met. But you know me?
Correct.
I have no recollection.
It's complicated, but I do know you.
Are you absolutely sure?
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
I can prove it. You're a puppet.
A puppet? What makes you think that?
Huh?
You were right. The look on his face.
Oh, he's getting pissed.
I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important.
There's someone I want to take you to. There's somewhere I want to take you. Oh, okay. I thought we were saying we were going to take him to Nahida, but maybe we're taking him to a place instead? Okay.
Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss first.
Correct.
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more for it. Is that true?
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm, and he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while.
That's oddly nice of you.
Yeah, this guy is a lot nicer than the Balladeer.
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
All right.
Then let's return to the city.
He's way too nice. Balladeer is a sarcastic dick. This guy is surprisingly normal. I don't like it. But since he does become a playable character and does become a sarcastic dick again, I assume then something here is gonna kind of merge his memories a little bit. That's what I'm assuming. That's maybe a spoiler, I guess. I don't know.
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in a hurry? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
Pretty nice guy.
But I don't...
Doesn't know what he doesn't have a purpose, basically, I think is what we're getting at here.
No, you're right. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking me into the city.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path.
Thank you. All right, done. Thanks for waiting for me. We can go now.
One thing I gotta say though is that I do really like this storyline and where it's going. It's very interesting. They've really like upped their game here in the story department. The whole Sumeru storyline has just been really, really good. So hopefully they keep this up for the rest of the game. Yeah, we don't walk, we fly. Even into an invisible barrier.
Nahida! What's wrong?
Guess who we found?
Huh? Are you?
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk.
You tell Lesser Lord Kusanali what happened in the Grand Bazaar.
You say that you are trekking across to Vat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a difficult one to explain.
Yeah. I'm glad we're not doing it.
I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called, previous incarnation. Oh, like a past life or something?
Separate life, separate timeline life.
Yes, something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
It's not, it's kind of like branches on a tree.
Okay, I have to ask.
No.
What was I like in my previous incarnation?
Don't ruin him. He's so nice. Don't ruin him. Who's gonna tell him?
Oh, okay. I see.
Oh.
You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just trying to think of where to start. Oh, man.
If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear.
Indeed.
But I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
No. No, he's so nice and innocent. Oh, man.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil.
Damn. She just comes right on and says it.
You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike.
Damn, Nahida has no restraint whatsoever.
You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart.
Yeah, that's it's even harder to take than you would think, because, I mean, man, it's like gut punch.
Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
Nahida tells the Wanderer about his past.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
Yeah, that kind of sucks, doesn't it?
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time, a chain of cause and effect, a cycle of karma and consequence.
Interesting way of looking at it.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
Understatement of the game.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
Paimon, you don't remember that. But she's right. Absolutely. That's 100%. A dick punching. But yeah, it's correct. we were each other's enemies.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
Because in the end, you were not our enemy. You were just a dude that was misled, hurt, you know, all those. You were sympathetic, I think, in the end. And so we kind of feel bad for you, man.
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the street!
Paimon is really acting like she remembers.
He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything. What a weird situation.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my own transgressions.
This is a bad idea.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to fill the void within me. Except maybe these sins that can never be undone.
Very well. As you wish. Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
Shut up, Paimon.
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face, it's my burden to bear.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
Yes. We were just about to say that that's what we wanted to do.
Oh, good point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on you.
Understood.
Thank you. Now, prepare yourselves, everyone.
I'm prepared. Alright, well, we can talk to people first.
It's time to get ready.
Yep, that's it. Okay. Wanderer.
No matter what lies ahead, I'll face it. Whatever it takes. I'm just sorry that you have to join me for the whole thing.
No, this is really, at least this part of it is our fault, so we need to take responsibility for making you remember this stuff. Oh, okay, reminiscent drift. Memories of a certain puppet. He can be the balladeer, harbinger of the Fatui, and he can also be the kabuki mono who was once sighted in Tatarasuna. Okay, hopefully this is... we should have him though, so we should be able to take advantage. This will be fun then. He's a pretty good character, but he's a dude, so not gonna make our team. Yeah, this is the team that we normally use. I have a team here. This is what I got you instead for taking out long distance. I do have a hyper, or not a hyper bloom team, but a big bloom team here. You can kind of see that's being built up. This is my waifu team, but that doesn't got enough healing for me, so we're gonna start with our regular team. It's got a variety of reactions and good healing, as long as you don't run into ice.
Looks like Inazuma. Right now, you're in a dream I created using information extracted from your memories. These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world. Please be careful. Sounds like an immersive experience. It's a good thing we came along.
Paimon, you're not supposed to be here.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
We're not protecting you. You're protecting us, quite frankly.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
Oh, Paimon. That was worth it. And now we're just finishing the job.
All right. Thanks.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You had a great many memories here. Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace? You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly.
Oh god, we're gonna see all this stuff happening.
Footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The Crystal Marrow Miners? No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved too. No mining crew would be capable of this.
Remember, this guy's from the Tatarasuna time and place.
There's someone passed out on the ground.
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Are you injured?
Hopefully it doesn't take like an hour to do.
Not a scratch. And these fine clothes. Who are you?
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the Balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna.
What was he doing in Shake Pavilion?
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be. In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The Balladeer, then known as the Kabuki Mono, disappeared not long after. As the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatarasuna incident. Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior,
Anything in here?
but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long
down.
and happy life?
Alrighty, let's see what we got here. To the door? Yep. What is a treasure chest? Common chest. Alright, perfect.
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name. Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabuki Mono.
It's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
All right. I was expecting. What I don't want to do is progress too fast and then we have stuff cut out, which sometimes happens. Oh shit! I know what that does. Oh! Damn it! Thought it was faster than that. I didn't think it was gonna happen so quickly. Alright, Ran Shogun has, I think, all the HP right now. I think even more than Barber right now. Yeah. Uh-oh, what's going on here?
Huh? What are we doing back here?
I hear voices.
Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty, but there's nobody here.
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here. We can't stay.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died, and then my dad got sick. He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then Mom started coughing too.
TB?
But you can't. You promised me.
Yup, we're family now. We're gonna be together forever and ever. This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tatarasuna, the balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together.
You might recognize this from the fairy tale that Nahida wrote and recited.
What happened to the child then? He died from his illness while he was still very young. The balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa and all the others. You betrayed me too.
I mean, this was a little rough. This is, you gotta admit, I mean, I guess if this was like their first betrayal, this would be like a really weak one, but being the third one on top of stuff seems to make it a little bit easier to understand why our balladeer friend is breaking.
The voices have gone. It looks like the memory ends here.
Let's keep going.
But yeah, that was pretty weak. For a betrayal. It's not like no one's fault there. Oh, god damn it. Alright, head towards the next memory. Okay, we're keeping an eye out.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting.
Ooh.
What you are
damn it.
truly
It's gonna suck. I hate
is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or
ah, it did hit me. God damn it. Oh, and then that too. God damn it.
drift
This is
aimlessly.
gonna take forever.
Are you trying to win me over?
Long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall
Trying to get rid of him before he... God, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want him to get a shield. It's annoying because I need ice in order to really get through the shield, so I gotta kind of go around here. Cut that, there we go, boom. I got another one? Yes, I do. Boom, 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 boom. Hit him with the hyper balloon.
Boom, boom.
Overload it really helps too. I don't really have anything good to take care of a Geo Shield either, but
Motion to compel.
Overload is pretty good about this stuff, so we'll do that. Oh shit, I wasn't paying attention at all.
Let the show begin.
He caught me slipping. This is why I like to have a little bit of healing.
Let's end this quickly.
Now I could use exhaust or something, but there's really not really a big need for it.
Incinerate.
No, that's not what I'm trying to hit. I'm trying to do.
There is no escape.
He's not dead yet? No, he's dead now. Alright, now we'll take care of this. Overload seems to do a pretty good job against us. Actually, would that even hit me? I think it's going right over our heads. Well, we can do a little of that. And a little bit of that. That's one of our highest. Actually, if you have 4,000 there, that's one of our highest attacks. That's why I like having Overload isn't that great to 3,000, but you get good stuff out of the Hurricane and the Hyper Balloon. There are more? Ah, I hate these wind guys. Piss me off so much.
There is no escape.
I see through you. Out of my way. Time to fulfill my killjoy. We've only just begun. Not breaking a sweat.
See, he gets to do that bullshit like all the time for some reason. All my homies hate this guy.
Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun.
We're gonna get him all this time. Let's try and kill him. Well, see, he's gonna try and do that shit now. Yeah, you got healed up. You gotta try and take care of this guy first because otherwise he's just gonna be annoying as fuck. Oh, fucking healing. Because once he's dead, then that dude. Oh, come on, that's bullshit.
I'll protect us.
He's got no chance once that.
Shine down. Incinerate.
It isn't time for a break yet. I see through you.
You get something from that? Oh, cool. Because he can do that for some reason. For like, look, he just turned somehow and got us. But now he's dead. He doesn't get a shield. Other than that stupid ass shield that sucks everything in.
You can't run.
Now we can dodge up. Not a big deal.
That all you got?
Let the show begin.
Don't be a killjoy.
Oh, bullshit. Fucking cheating.
Looks like I went too far.
It's so dumb. Then he like spins around to get you somehow. It's just so dumb. Uh oh, what's going on here?
This place is dark.
Paimon knows this place. It's the Delusion Factory in Inazuma. In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the Balladeer here.
True.
Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar.
This is where Yamiko traded the Gnosis for us, basically. It was I remember this. It was an unsettling place, yes.
Hey, look over there.
Well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow. You shouldn't have.
That's a Tsaritsa. She back?
Huh. What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan.
Yeah, she's pretty hot. We gotta take a second to make sure that we get a good look in case we never see her ever again.
Perhaps you find fighting in the Abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experimented on by the doctor.
She's kind of bitchy.
What a sharp tongue you have.
Now, one thing I want to point out, especially now that we're seeing the Balladeer himself, his drip is so much better in the previous incarnation than the kind of boring Wanderer version.
Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible, and don't let your emotions get in the way.
Dun dun dun, too bad.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely. Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest and stop pretending like you're above everyone else.
Bitchy, bitchy, bitchy.
Bye then. See you at the victory feast.
It's so damn hot.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking to me like that. Who does she think she is? Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come. Wanderer, are you able to continue?
Yes. Please don't worry about me.
Why are
Oh,
you staring
God
at
damn it.
me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right? Witch?
Oh, damn it.
Muddle-headed puppet.
Something out of
You're
the
only
laser.
number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
That motherfucker.
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Oh, I should have thought that. It's a nice little bit. Oh, oh, it caught me out of a dodge. You son of a bitch. Better get out of it.
Incinerate flows through me!
Don't
Illusion shattered!
stop running. Oh, I thought I got out of that one. Okay, we'll hit you with that first. You didn't do that much damage, so it doesn't really matter. Again, yes, it'd be easier to use a burst, but I don't need it at this point.
Shine down!
Oh, now we got. Oh, I'm worth it doing that. Oops. Actually, I should be using fire on these. Okay. Ooh, shit. Alright. Oh, is there 2 of them? No. Okay, I gotta get Yanfei up.
Incinerate!
Illusion shattered!
Did I take a hit there? Interesting. God damn it, just gonna die.
I'll protect us.
Okay, maybe now I'm feeling like I might wanna burst it up a little bit here.
Terminate! Go, Barbara, go!
There is no escape!
Oh, that hit me? I think I won one at least. Oh, I thought she was dead. I thought I killed her. Oh, god damn it.
Let's dance!
You're so dead. Did she die? Yeah, she died finally.
Prepare yourself.
Stop.
Propagate!
Can't run from death.
Okay, I wish to get the birds back quick enough then, I guess, for the next one. But that's why I got Barbara right now. Healing, and then she gets those balloons off.
Looks
It's one
like
of
we've
our
arrived
most damaging
in Sumeru.
attacks.
Is that?
This is us climbing to go face the machine.
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
Oh, this will be interesting.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
So yeah, the sages of Sumeru were involved in this plot to create a new god. Yeah, they're assholes.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to garner a great deal of information. Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the Abyss. We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters to you, apart from your crazy experiments?
I think they know.
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
The doctor again? That was uncomfortable to watch.
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
He's the doctor. He's behind all of this.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon. Let's move on.
All right. I should heal up,
You're a god.
Dante.
Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans and puppets?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses the miracle of life, they are human too.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear. No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Whatever I am due, let it come to pass.
Are you saying?
Can you return my memories to me?
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose your current identity?
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules, with each person being a collection of past experiences. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject to the same rules.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that you discarded will return to you. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah, are you sure? Because we kind of like you the way you are.
I've lived with the void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next. But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sins might be my one opportunity to become my true self.
Is this the true meaning of Greater Lord Rukkhadevada's words? A person can't erase themselves, and even though the original Balladeer has gone, this person will live on in his place. Are a person's sins an inescapable part of their destiny too?
I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. But for all my soul-searching as a Shugenja, I've never fully understood it. Looking at it now, it seems that I brought this curse upon myself. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain a purpose, to change my destiny, and end my wandering.
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours. You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is my...
Is he alright?
And we got to fight the machine again.
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end. Got vision, a different one. Die.
Okay, we do have to fight the thing. Just gonna be as the Wanderer.
This is trying my patience. Have you got any more stupid questions?
I guess her bar is supposed to dodge and stuff, but I'm not even. At this point.
Behold!
Oh, shit. That sucked. I don't remember like what I'm supposed to do here. I imagine that they're not gonna let me die in this.
At my command, you shall fall! Squall and Fury.
Imagine being above that would
That's
help.
far enough! Know your place, insignificant pest! How amusing.
Die! Die! You gotta a lot of that. Last thing I need is fire to be anything else. Could be completely wrecked by lightning, which I was expecting. I'm not really seeing any some bad stuff.
Nothing worth mentioning.
Oh shit, that's not good. Oh, button died. Oh, no, we're okay. Oh, that makes it a lot simpler. Yeah, it makes it a lot simpler when you can't really actually die.
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
It disappeared. Did we win?
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
You almost did. That's not my fault, it's your fault.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self. Wait, but it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug about?
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am.
Now you've recovered your memories. The past will catch up to you.
You sound like you're concerned about me.
Well, we just kind of went through a whole thing. Kind of friends now.
But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has served its purpose.
Come on. Let's continue this outside.
Cool. Is there any treasure in here, by the way? Any treasure? No. Alright, then we can leave.
Welcome back, Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer. It feels like we just went on a really long journey. Paimon's exhausted. You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it.
You won't go by the Balladeer anymore?
After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the 6th is.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
Let's call it a tactical retreat.
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish.
Indeed, indeed.
What you are looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan.
Yep, she is blunt and honest.
But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it.
Nahida doesn't see you in that way.
Oh right, I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all that. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
Hey, if that gets you through the night.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul more deeply and see what secrets can be uncovered. Including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know as well.
Thank you. Let's hope you can find some answers.
I will try.
Traveler.
Yes?
After I dove into the information torrent in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma?
Because I wanted to know what you'd changed.
So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. and I'll do everything I can to pay it back.
I didn't do all this for a reward.
Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day. Don't you worry.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero.
Thank you, Nahida. I was trying to figure out how to say it.
I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books. Some things in this world can never be brought back, and they can never be changed, which is why there is emotion in the human world. Everything that you feel is real and lasting, and whatever is missing in you will not be made whole. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
Maybe your wandering was the whole heart along the way. Or, damn it, I think I messed that up.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
That's some interesting math there.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
I hope you can give Nahida a chance.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been for nothing.
Let him cook.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate? Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you, too!
Why?
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
What?
No, Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
God damn it, I don't have a name for him. Name's Wanderer.
Have you got anything?
You can obtain the item an appellative stroke from the Arcana Quest interlude version of Genesis, which will allow you to change Aeon to Drift Wanderer's name. Please take note that some names cannot be utilized in this change. Once you have renamed this character, some interfaces in the game going forward will display the name that you have chosen. There is a limit on the number of times you can rename the character, so do so with care. Okay. I'm completely fine with Wanderer because I can't think of anything. Unless it was gonna be Scaramouche, but I don't think that we could do it. I like Wanderer. We'll just keep Wanderer. It's fine. He's the Wanderer.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. Oh, I haven't. We'll reset it. Let me see.
Okay. Have you got?
Okay, yeah, just doing it. Okay, no, we'll stay what we got here. Like I said, it's gonna try and make me think of something. I ain't got nothing for him. I got nothing, bro.
Oh, all right. If you say so.
I got nothing, bro. Wasn't expecting to name a kid.
Now you have a name of your own.
What about a nickname? Are you done yet?
Still thinking. Stop rushing me!
Take your time. I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one.
So what do you plan to do next?
Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
All in good time, my man.
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor, at least.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to compose yourself.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and myself. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokuden's downfall.
That wasn't you, though.
Even though the events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know the truth.
I see. That is up to you. Huh? But if we do that, then...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it always should have been.
They wouldn't,
What's
but...
that look for? Don't make that face. I know what I'm doing. That day will come. Alright. We're done here. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone. What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. He'll need some time to calm down. Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore.
There were some bumps along the way, but it's all over now.
So we can finally go eat? Paimon is starving. Thank you both. I hope you will find somewhere nice to go and relax for a while.
Nope. Bam. Alright, there's another cutscene. Is that what I'm seeing? Is that what I'm seeing? So I don't know why it's loading like this. Yep.
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator of the epilogue. The dark clouds had dissipated, but they continued to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was painting, dancing, and drinking. All these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise that Mikoshi Nagamasa saw in his lifetime. Life is a story too long to be told, a journey that you must walk to behold.
Maybe. Cool. So there's an ending still to this? Yep. Alright, so we'll pick this up tomorrow. We'll finish up then. And then we'll start up on this one, the Carabert, which is the next chapter. It's gonna be a Conria chapter. It's gonna be cool. And we also have Nahida Archon Quest to do, which we'll do once we catch up. So yeah, we're catching up on stuff. So we'll do, like I said, we'll do the Conria interlude, and then we'll start working our way through our character quest, because as you can see, we've done a terrible job so far. A terrible job so far, but we will catch up. We will catch up. See, we got a lot. So we're going to learn a lot about a lot of characters. A lot about a lot of characters. So I was able to actually, on the first day of the banner here, second time of asking, I got myself a Nahida, so I'm very happy about that. We're working on it, we're working on it, we're working on it. But yeah, I just out of a 10 pull too. So in my last 2 10 pulls, well actually I did a pull on a normal banner after this, but last 2 banner 10 pulls I actually got Nahida and I got Shinha. So I rode some real good luck here, so it's like probably gonna have a hell of a time on the next 5-star waifu I'm gonna be going for.
I wonder what...
And I also got my on that 10 pull in the regular banner, I finally got Shinobu. So I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, so you can see with Bandos, Kaya was kind of a forced level because of early in we didn't have an ice. But as you can see, all other dudes can sit the bench. They are on the bench. And they will remain on the bench. But yeah, so yeah, we even got a Dia too. I pulled on the banner for Dia, so I got myself a Dia. We're working on that too. But yeah, because we didn't have a good fire, because we weren't going to use Dialect for anything. I don't care about him. So we've been running Yanfei, but I wonder if we might be able to. No, we like to have a distance person, so probably not Dia in this case, but maybe in another team. Yeah. But yeah, so we will work on this all, like I said, tomorrow night, and we'll continue to do story quests. Like I said, we have this one, very important one, coming up. So we'll get started on that. Hopefully we can do pretty good on that. So we'll see how long it takes. But yeah, Conria ones I know are always very interesting. We'll have what Dainsleif show up, and which means there's going to be some stuff going down. There'll be some stuff going down. So I'm sure we're going to find out something horrible about Hilichurls and Conria and all that stuff. So it's always fun. But so yeah, tomorrow night we'll be back for that. So thank you all for hanging out, watching. Join us, of course, hit that follow button here on Twitch and notification button. You can come out again. We do this. Yeah, well, you can check out VODs on YouTube at !YouTube. You can check stuff out, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff on any of the videos you happen to watch. I need to get the Outer Worlds playthrough up. We got a whole bunch of episodes for that to go up, and still catching up on all the VODs that gotta go up. So I'm trying to push all that stuff out. Doing okay though, and while working on, like I said, version 0.12 of the, or 0.11 of the model, actually, I guess. So that's to come. So like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share all the good stuff in the videos you happen to watch. Very much appreciated. And will be links in the description of the videos to the Twitch here and social media. We're playing for a Mastodon instance, so we'll do that instead of Twitter. I think be harder to follow, I guess, but we'll add that. I think that'll be more interesting. Twitter is Twitter right now, and I'd rather not if I don't have to. It's not to say we won't eventually, but we're gonna try out Mastodon for a little bit, I guess, first. So yeah, you can check that stuff out. There'll be more information. We'll add that into the socials and everything. So yeah, that's gonna do it here. So thank you all for hanging out, watching. Like I said, it's fun to play Genshin and have an excuse to make progress on all of the stuff I haven't actually been working on. Maybe I should have switched for this like this. So yeah, it's been fun trying to make all that progress and doing all that stuff. Because yeah, I don't really have time, so this is like my time to do it. So we'll work on it some more. And we might be able to do a little bit more once we're done with Outer Worlds, depending on how soon we finish that. Because after that we'll play. We have a Jedi Survivor on the list I want to get to. So I don't know if we'll have time before that comes out. So we'll see. But yeah, once again, thank y'all. Really appreciate it. So hopefully y'all are doing good. Stay good, stay safe, stay well, stay healthy out there. Stay fresh, everyone. I am. I hope you all are. And with it being so warm, especially here in the US right now, definitely stay fresh out there. And I'll catch y'all next time. So be good, y'all.